Hello and welcome to John S's Sports Channel, where you find everything Championship, League One and even running. Today we're looking at the Championship. We're looking at Championship predictions for Week 3. Now, last week I said I'd done quite well. I'd got 4 results correct, and also on top of that, 1 result correct and the score correct. This week, darn it, not quite as good. I got 4 results correct. Let's go through them quickly. Coventry versus Oxford, I said 2-2 and it was 3-2 to Coventry. So Coventry just edged that with an extra goal. Derby versus Borough, I really couldn't see Derby getting to grips with that excellent Borough side. But hey, you know, I said it was going to be 3-0 to Borough and it was a 1-0 home win to Derby. Portsmouth versus Luton. This was going to be a battle royale, wasn't it? I mean, they've already played Leeds, then they have to play Luton. What an opening 2 games for Portsmouth. Couldn't see Luton not scoring really, but I thought 2-2, and it was 0-0, so I got the draw correct. West Brom versus Leeds. I thought Leeds might just continue to be in good form this season, but of course we're only on to game week 2 back then. So West Brom Leeds, I said 2-1, it was 0-0. Bristol City versus Millwall, I said 1-0 to Bristol City and it was 4-3 to Bristol City. Now, I don't think many people would have got that right, and if you did, you should have been down to the bookies straight away, I think. But I got the right result, even if I didn't get the right score. Burnley Cardiff, I thought there was going to be a lot of goals in this. 4 goals I put down. I put 3-1 to Burnley and it was 5-0 to Burnley. So I had the right idea, the right result, even if it wasn't the right score. Norwich versus Blackburn, 2-1 and it was 2-2. Blackburn got that extra goal that Norwich are, if you keep on at them, they're one of those sides that can panic, and I think that's really what they did later on. So it stops them from attacking. So that's probably what happened there. Plymouth Hull, I said 3-0 to Hull. It was 1-1. Sheffield United QPR, I really thought that I could see QPR scoring 2, absolutely. But I thought Sheffield would score 3, and I thought, yeah, they'll just edge it 3-2, and it was 2-2. So I was pretty good on the number of goals. Didn't get anything right there, apart from the number of goals QPR scored. Swansea Preston, I said 1-1. It was 3-0 to Swansea. Watford versus Stoke, I said 2-1 to Watford, and it was 3-0 to Watford. So right number of goals and the right result. And then Sunderland Wednesday, well, would you believe it? I thought Wednesday, after scoring that many the week before, were bound to be... Leeds are a good side and you'd expect them to continue, and they didn't. Wednesday were playing well, and they didn't come through, did they? Sunderland 4, Wednesday 0. I didn't see that one coming. So I've looked through the results, and I've looked through what we have got of the comments that we've got, and I'm going to go through Championship Week 3. Here we go. Hold on to your hats. Sheffield Wednesday Leeds tonight on Friday. There's very little in the way of goals people are predicting here. I've seen 1-1. I've still seen Leeds winning 1-0. I've seen Sheffield Wednesday winning 1-0 and 2-1. I just think that Sheffield Wednesday may just get hit by that 4 goals last week. I've just got a feeling that they're going to be a little bit demoralised by that. And Leeds are in a position where they have to do well this week. They really do. That draw against West Brom, they really needed to show that against the top 6 sides they could do well. They won't want to be doing badly against a middle table Sheffield Wednesday. I'm going to go with Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 2. And on Saturday, we go Bristol City versus Coventry, and absolutely everybody's agreed. I've seen 90% of the people saying, hey, there's goals in this game. And most people come up with 2-2. I see 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. I have to agree with everybody. I am going to go Desmond. I'm going to go Bristol City 2, Coventry 2. I just can't. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to agree. I don't like agreeing with people, but I mean, just to look at it. I mean, just a quick look. Coventry and Bristol City. Coventry, I said 2-2 against Oxford, and it was 3-2. You know, there are goals in Coventry, certainly. Bristol City. Where were Bristol City? Bristol City, Millwall 4-3. I mean, there are goals in these teams, aren't there? There really are. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3-2 one way, but sitting on the fence, as most of the other people are, I'm going to have to sit on the fence and 2-2. Hull City and Millwall, and again, this is one of those that, yeah, Millwall have just not been able to edge it for me, and actually, you know, Hull City are on the whole doing quite well. I think they're certainly doing better than what a lot of people think. I mean, I thought they would do better against Plymouth, 3-0 win sort of thing, and it was a 1-1. But you know, we'll look at the 1-1 against Bristol City, but you know, they're playing really well, and I think that they're going to want to prove that they can still be in that top 7 or 8, even in the top 6. And to do that, they're going to have to step up their game against a Millwall team that certainly I think will score. This could go either way. The predictions from other people and other sides are saying the same thing. They're really going sort of 1-1, 2-1 either direction. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm going to go Hull City 2, Millwall 1. I'm going to give the home side the benefit of the doubt. And then we go on to QPR versus Plymouth, and QPR versus Plymouth is an interesting one. Plymouth came back last week to draw against Hull, and I say can't come back because the week before, obviously, they got humiliated against Sheffield Wednesday, and all good thing, you know, absolute brilliant for the fans. Their team didn't give up, much not like my team did last year. Plymouth didn't give up. They've come back. They've earned that home draw. A lot of home fans there saying we're going to score. We always scored. We scored 2 and 3 last season at home every game, and they did. So who do I give this to? QPR to me are firing too well and are creating too many chances. They started to just click a little bit more. I don't think they clicked against West Brom quite. But last week, I think it showed that they can, and they do. I mean, certainly that late, 10-man equaliser against Sheffield United was amazing. So I'm going to go with QPR 2, Plymouth 0. We're on to Blackburn versus Oxford, and Oxford have been playing absolutely brilliantly. Most people I've seen are going for Blackburn, but I'm sort of a bit of a puzzle at that because, yeah, they played really well against Norwich and they got a 2-2 draw. But what did they do the week before? See, 4-0 against Derby, but Derby were new boys and they were used to a League One type football. So they've got to get re-used to this sort of Championship give people space football. I'm not quite sure that Blackburn didn't just have a really good start because of who they were playing. Because I've not really seen anything massively brilliant from them. Although I will give them their dues. Against Norwich, they were really good. But it is only 2 games. And I'm actually being quite impressed by Oxford. And I think that 3-2 defeat away to Coventry really shows to me that they mean business. I'm actually going to go against everybody that I've been given results from. Because most of them are saying 3-1, 3-2 to Blackburn. I'm going to say Blackburn 1, Oxford 2. Middlesbrough versus Portsmouth, and this is a game where everybody's going, oh no, this is going to be really, really tight. It's going to be one goal in it, and it's going to be 1-0 or 1-1 or 0-1. It's going to be really, really difficult, guys. But Portsmouth did really well against Luton. A 0-0 draw is not to be sniffed at. And the Leeds game the week before, wasn't it? It was Leeds 3-3. You cannot take it. They were 30 seconds away from winning that one 3-2. They've got their pecker up, and I think that Portsmouth have the ability to score against the top sides, and certainly can score against Borough. Borough have been just stuttering a little bit, and I'm just a little bit worried that people are thinking that Portsmouth aren't going to score. I think they will. I think it's going to be Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 3. So down to Norwich versus Sheffield United. And of course, Sheffield United really should have put QPR to bed last week. But what did they do, or what didn't they do? And it was just a nightmare. Norwich, well, I've been watching Norwich, and I've not liked their football. I found that they've been playing dirty. They've been playing horrendous tackles and getting away with it. I mean, 2-2 at home to Blackburn, and Blackburn I don't think really played that well. I'm going to go Norwich City 1, Sheffield United 3. Let's continue with Preston versus Luton. And Preston versus Luton, there's not many goals predicted in the Preston-Luton camp, I'm afraid. There's, looking around your comments and looking around the different people and prediction sites, it's sparse on the goals. Luton Town, obviously 0-0 away to Portsmouth. Not really. They're not really been clicking at all. I mean, they played Burnley, and I wish it were Burnley at Burton. I bet they did. Luton versus Burnley 1-4, and you're thinking, they're just not. Either they took the 4-1 defeat a little bit harsh, or they're just not firing correctly. And I think it's possibly a combination of both. Against the Preston side, who, 3-0 against Swansea, but Swansea do have the ability to score. If they have if they're on the right track. They do the first week. They lost to Sheffield United. You see, you would expect them to lose. I would have expected them to lose against Sheffield United. That's one of the ones I got correct. I just think that last game last week is a little bit showing of their lack of class in this league. And it's really, really important, I think, for teams such as Luton to be showing that they still can play at that Premier League level, even in the top end of the Championship. So I'm going to have to go with Luton, which is where everyone else is going as well. So which scoreline do we go? Preston 0, Luton Town 2. Stoke City against the Albion. So Stoke City, they've actually been doing a lot better than people think or thought they would do. Okay, they lost 3-0 to Watford, and but they won against Coventry, and you think that was an opening day. Wow, they actually could do something here. Certainly, I still think they've got an issue with scoring. And then you look at the West Bromwich Albion, and you think, they seem to have the same 0-0 last week. West Brom. See, they scored 3 against QPR in the first week. QPR 1, West Brom 3. So I think it's more like, I think I'm erring towards West Brom being the ones to be able to score in this one. How many? I really don't know. People are saying a draw, stroke West Brom. I'm going to have to go, I don't want to go on the fence, so I'm going to go Stoke 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. Sunderland, Burnley, and Sunderland, amazing, weren't they? Where did we see that one? They could have won 7-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, couldn't they? And they sat back. Burnley, obviously, firing against Luton in the first game. And then 5 again last week. I mean, that's 9 in 2 games. Who's not going to vote against Burnley? But, Sunderland have that ability to just score. Now, there are people thinking they might cancel each other out because they did so well last week, both of them. Both coming in firing out on fire after last week and cancel each other out with a 1-1 draw. Some are saying 2-1 in either direction. I'm going to go a little bit different from everyone else. I'm going to go for Sunderland 2, Burnley 3. I just think there's going to be lots of goals again, but it's going to be spread out this time. Watford versus Derby. And now Watford 3-0 winners against Stoke. Derby 1-0 winners against Borough. So, I mean, obviously I think Derby had the more difficult game, but Watford, Stoke have a good defence. And for Watford to beat them 3-0 is pretty good. I'm going to go with Watford 2, Derby County 0. Swansea versus Cardiff now, the last one on my list. And of course, Swansea won Preston 3-0. I thought it was going to be a draw. But that came on the back of a 1-0 defeat to Borough, but it was Borough. Swansea are showing that they can still score after last year, and they still got that ability to put it in the net. Cardiff, I don't know about Cardiff. Really don't. Most people are sort of coming down evens and sort of Swansea slightly ahead on this. Cardiff, to me, 5-0 defeat against Burnley. That must really, really sting. They want to get back after that. And of course, they lost 2-0 to Sunderland. And Sunderland, at that point, they played awful in that first game. I thought they didn't play well at all, but Cardiff played dismally. But it is a derby. So I would, if it was not a derby, I would be saying that Swansea would win this 2 or 3-0. But because it's a derby, I'm going to go Swansea 1, Cardiff 0. Now that's my results and my predictions. Hopefully I get a little bit better than last week. Please do put your comments below. If you think I've got it wrong, then please tell me. I'd love to know what you think. So that's Championship Week 3 over and done with as far as predictions are concerned. And it's on to our watch-alongs on Saturday and Sunday. I hope you join in with it. I hope you give us lots and lots of comments. Please comment down below if you like or dislike those score lines, please. And give me your predictions for next week. Give me your predictions for this week, because I love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you at the next watch along.